Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session that we have just talking about premature ovarian failure, any fertility issues that you may be experiencing. As you all are aware, Habib and I uploaded a video that, we were so on the fence on, but we thought that, helping at least one person with our story is so worth it. So we received, thank God, such great feedback from that original video that there were so many questions to follow up. And a lot of you guys are all asking almost the same questions. So with me today, I have Amanda from Radiant Wonder, one of my such good friends, almost family, I could say. She's just been so amazing to our family. And I know that she has helped so much in my progress and in my kind of timeline and my golden road that I went down. She kind of paved the way for us, and I'm so blessed to have her here today with us to just talk to you guys a little bit more about the back end of our story and how we got to that end point that so many of our members, our family members are yearning for. So with that, Amanda, if you want to introduce yourself, and then we can just jump right into it and get started.
Sure. And since this video is going to be on my channel as well as yours, I just want to encourage anybody that comes to Radiant Wonder to visit your site, your YouTube channel. And there's a link below in this video so that you don't have any trouble looking it up, because everything that you do is so sincere and just comes from the heart. And that kind of support that we all need in this world, it's just so great to have that coming from you. So please, check it out.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. You're the ones that did it. So one of the things when you start a program, and we have lots of questions. I mean, I know questions people have asked me over and over again. So Zareefa and I are going to pull these questions, and we're going to figure out who's we're going to answer each week. But we're also going to be addressing some of the things that are a little strange when you start a program with us, because it isn't just herbs. I mean, so many people will email me and say, what do I take for this or that? It's taking the right deep nutrition of the right formulas for you and combining that with something we call the Radiant Wonder Plan, which I'm not going to go into a lot right now. You can find out on our site. But when you start this kind of program, you have to change something. First of all, really start changing something called your mindset. And Zareefa is so eloquent about what happened to her, so I would just really like to hear from you, Zareefa, and have you share with everyone this, because your path was my path, is everybody's path, changing this mindset. Okay? So
Yeah,
go for it.
absolutely. So if I were to think back, and hindsight is always 20/20, but starting off, being told by so many doctors over and over again, and just to sidetrack a little from our video, I thought I was the only one that was getting told by so many doctors that, oh, having a baby is just out of the question for you. You would never have a baby. That so many women hear that, so many families hear that, and it's absolutely gut-wrenching that it not only happened to me, where numerous doctors and professionals that I trusted blatantly just told me there is a 0% chance that I could ever have a baby. So I came, my first exposure to premature ovarian failure was these professionals telling me that I had no hope. And then I was lucky enough to come across Radiant Wonder from my my friend's midwife, my best friend's midwife. She told me, how great these products were, and that they were just a little bit different than what you expect. They're not like GNC vitamins where you take it and you fix one little problem in your body and you hope everything else changes. So fast forward a little bit, I started taking the bundle pack that we have on our page and on the Radiant Wonder page. And I remember taking it and being so focused on the numbers that these professionals who told me I had no chance of having a baby. And I was taking these Radiant Wonder herbs thinking, okay, 1 week has passed. What is my FSH level? Let me go to the doctor and take a blood test. And I remember I would have a calendar on the wall, and Habib would think I was crazy, but I would literally write my FSH numbers, and I would spend so much money on these blood tests because if they weren't prescribed by the doctor, I was paying them. And I was so adamant in having those numbers aligned to what it meant to be fertile. So my FSH needed to be a certain level. My AMH needed to be a certain level. And those that have gone to the doctor, I know those little AMH, FSH just ring a bell, and it's kind of PTSD for me at this point, where I was so focused on the number that I wasn't realizing all of the other changes that were happening in my body. So Amanda has a great way of putting it, that these herbs are food for your body. They are not, Excedrin that you take for a migraine, that it just targets the migraine. And it's not just, oh, you have premature ovarian failure, here's this magic pill that's going to fix your ovaries. It is not that at all. And once you have that mentality shift where you're thinking with your mind that, okay, I'm seeing these changes, I'm not as cold anymore, and I'm sleeping more, and okay, I took another blood test, my FSH is still high. So at that point, I was kind of struggling with myself, where I thought, okay, half of me is saying, wow, my mood is improving. I'm getting 9-10 hours of sleep. I'm not always cold. I'm not irritable. But at the same time, my FSH isn't where I needed it to be. And when I started to focus more on the changes that were happening within my body, my skin was glowing. I just had this like happiness inside of me, this calmness inside of me. I stopped focusing more on these numbers. And I remember that my calendar, and Habib would always joke that like, oh, you missed a couple appointments because those numbers are not there anymore. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Like, I'm not too stressed about that because I'm feeling so much better. And at that point, I don't know if part of me just thought, okay, maybe I won't have a baby, but I'm starting to feel normal again. And I overlooked myself because I just lost myself trying to attain this baby. And I didn't care how I felt, and I didn't care how my body was reacting to all these medicines that these Western doctors were giving me. So long story short, I started focusing more on me. I started feeling better. I was just happy. I was calm. I was less irritable. And then I started seeing this great shift in just my homeostasis, I like to say. And within, I believe, 1.5 years, almost 2 years maybe, I started getting little cramps here and there. And I was doing the Radiant Wonder plan, that a fertility plan that Amanda touched on earlier, and I'll link that below, the direct link to the fertility plan, where I would do the massages, I would do the heating pads, I would watch the moon cycles, and all of those put together with my mind shift completely transformed my mind. It completely transformed my body. And I remember Habib was saying that I got you back. Like it feels like we have a baby because you're happy again. It feels like we are like back to where we were, like two puzzle pieces where we get each other, and it's not like, okay, this is my wife still, but at the same time, something is a little off. And I think like, and I'm like, I have like goosebumps because I remember exactly that shift that I had. And I remember talking to him, just telling him that like, I'm okay. And at the end of the day, if a baby is written for me, it will happen to me. But at the end of the day, I am okay and I'm happy. And that's more than like I could ever ask for. And if a baby comes into the picture, then that's just the icing on top. And that's exactly what happened, where we stopped trying because my body was just normal. We just enjoyed each other. We enjoyed life. And I started to fall in love again with my husband, with life, with myself. And then my miracle happened, and I ended up having Aya. So that's my long story that I tried to make short, but it wasn't that short. Sorry, Amanda.
Oh, no. Everything you said, I mean, I went through that, but they didn't tell me I had premature ovarian failure because I was 42, 43, 44. They told me I had ovarian failure. And I believed everything they said. So I heard everything you had heard. And I also was in that same agony. And when I was able to find a way out of that, which I can talk about another time, I'll never forget the sense of empowerment. Isn't it a sense of empowerment that you get? I mean, you just feel like I did this myself. And I haven't even talked to a doctor for me, it was 9 months. I haven't even talked to a doctor for 9 months.
It was a
And I
year.
feel so great.
Yeah.
So
it was a year that, like, you know, they were prescribing me things and they were forcing my body into a way that my mind and my body just didn't want to go. And no matter how much they pushed, I could feel just being so unbalanced.
oh
And
yeah.
it's like forcing this like cow to come drink the water, or this horse to drink the water, when it just doesn't want to go there. And I like I always say, like, Radiant Wonder, Amanda, they not only saved me, and, you know, I have a baby, but they literally saved me, and they saved Zareefa, and they brought me back to that life and that love that I once had, because I was just in this gray place where everyone around me was affected and I didn't know until I was out of it.
But see, I didn't do that for you. You did it for yourself. And that's why this mindset of doing not just the rich nutrition of the herbs, but doing the plant is so important. You did this. You know, when you said that Habib said he got you back, Russell said something similar to me. And I had gone through more drugs than, I don't think you ever took the IVF and IUI drugs. I took them all. I took them all month after month for 2 years, from 42 to 44, because I was terrified I wouldn't have a child. And then I always felt I was an old prune and poor responder. You know, I never could do an IVF because I only made one egg, no matter how many drugs they gave me. So when Russell said that to me, that was also when I was having that shift. And that shift, you never, ever forget it. And the Radiant Wonder plan is free. That's why I give you full permission to put it at the bottom of your site, even for people who aren't taking our products. Do the plan, because it will start to change. And all of that stuff is free. We used to charge for it, but I said to Russell, look, I would much rather be pushing people to do the plan than to be pushing them to buy the plan. So we don't charge for it at all.
And it's so shocking, if I could just add something. It's just so shocking that it's not like viral all over the internet, because it literally changes your body, and you will see how you transform if you just get out of the mindset of, okay, who cares? I'm not feeling better. Who cares that I am feeling better? But my numbers aren't the same. And I went to my doctor and he still said I'm in the same position. You just have to get out of that mind. You have to just focus, and it's with life in general, right? Because if you go around complaining about life is going to be miserable. But if you go around saying, oh wow, it rained for 5 days, but today it's actually sunny. Yeah, it's a little cold, but it's sunny. Let's go enjoy it. The same thing with your body. Oh, I slept an extra 2 hours today. I didn't get into a fight with my husband. Like, those are little that add up to
become a little crazy, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, people come with me and they say, this is my diagnosis. You know, I don't diagnose. I'm here. I understand the diagnosis. I really understand them. I took 4,000 hours of Chinese medicine. I have a master's degree in Chinese medicine, and we take a lot of Western courses, and I've been in business 20 years. But that's not my purpose. My purpose is to give you the deep nutrition that's right for your body, for if you have that diagnosis, but then do the Radiant Wonder plan. I just want to say one last thing. Western medicine is great. It saves our lives. And sometimes, it gives us information. So you go there and you find out you have blocked tubes and you can do something about it. Or you have fibroids that are just all over the place and you can remove some of them and then keep going. So we don't discount Western medicine at all. But Western medicine looks at your health. If you're within the normal parameters with the blood test and you don't have a disease, that you are healthy. And you may not feel healthy. Eastern medicine looks at you like a garden. So if you're in a garden and your feet are on dry land, you know that. If you don't have sexual fluid, cervical mucus, or your period's real short, or you don't have a period, you know things are dry inside. You know, so you start to bring more energy and more moisture into the garden and the right fertilizer, and then you just enjoy watching the flowers blooming and growing. And that is the unique mind shift that she's talking about. And it's something that you kind of have to work at, because the doctors make us so terrified of our age. 36, you're over 36, all your eggs are going to disappear. We're going to have a video about that. They aren't disappearing. You can be in full menopause and have 1,500 eggs and they're perfect. So that's for another video. But anyway, thank you so much. I just want to say, everyone on the Radiant Wonder channel, thank you for listening to us, and we wish you well. That's it.
Thank you so much, Amanda. So, Beast Fam, as you know, we love you so much, and I'm so happy that you're on this journey with me, and I hope that this video, along with so many other videos that Amanda and I will be doing in our series, can help pave the way for you as it did for me. And always remember that we are open to suggestions, so please leave a comment below on any questions that you might have. Whether you think it's a big question, a small question, I can promise you there are probably 10, 15, 20 other people that have the same question but are scared to ask. So the more you ask, the more you help our community. So with that, I love you guys as always, and I'll see you in the next video.